I'm going to tell you everything you need to know for fantasy football from last night's Cowboys-Eagles game. I'm a guy who's won exactly 36% of all the fantasy football leagues I've been in over the last 20 plus years. I want to share some of the insights with you. A big part of it is knowing when to overreact or when not to based on the in-season games. I want to try this new series out. It's called Solid or Sus. I'm going to run through all the fantasy relevant players on both teams and let you know what I think. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you like it. Start with the Eagles. A.J. Brown, sus. Devontae Smith, sus. If you have access to my rankings on fansports.com, that's my website up here, then you would know that I rated these guys way lower than the consensus this year because I was very concerned about the volume of passes they would get in the Eagles offense. And that's exactly what happened. These guys are not safe bets unless they get a big play or a touchdown to have good performances every given week. With my wide receivers, I like a lot more consistency. Jalen Hurts, solid. We are witnessing the best red zone rushing quarterback of all time right here. He could lead all players, not just quarterbacks, in rushing TDs this season. Keep running him as a top 4 quarterback lock. Saquon Barkley, solid. He can still have a solid game without breaking off 50, 60-yard touchdown runs. My only concern is I didn't like how he was falling down on a couple plays. I do worry about the injury. Dallas Goedert, sus. Looked very slow, very rigid, not the tight end I would go with. Again, you're just praying that he gets a touchdown, and there's too high variability with that for my taste. Now let's do the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, solid. Not a good game from a fantasy football perspective, but a very solid game in real life. He looked poised, his receivers left some yards on the table, and honestly, I feel pretty positive about him as a top 10 quarterback. Only issue is that we're not going to see the rushing this year. Javonte Williams, very solid. This is a guy I targeted in a handful of leagues because I thought he would be very useful early in the season, and it might go beyond that. He was running strong and decisive. I haven't seen him like that since his rookie year practically, and he looks like a really good bet to get a lot of goal line TDs. He already had 2 one-yard touchdowns in this game. Miles Sanders, sus. You might look at his yards per carry and see that 49-yard run and think that he had a good game, but the truth is he got chased down by a linebacker on that play. And then he did the worst thing that a running back competing for reps can do. He fumbled the ball in the red zone right after that. Jaden Blue, solid. I know that Jaden Blue didn't play, he was inactive, which was a bummer for guys like me who thought he was a big breakout candidate this year. But rookie players, especially running backs, require patience. And let's be real, if he got that carry that Miles Sanders had, that's a touchdown for sure. He is not getting chased down by a linebacker with his 4.3 40 speed. Hold on to Jaden Blue if you have the roster spot. CeeDee Lamb, solid. The important thing for CeeDee Lamb is that Dak Prescott looked great. He gave him some balls that he normally catches, and we're going to see some big games from him this year. A lot of receptions, PPR leagues, he gets an even bigger boost. Number 2 player overall on my board. George Pickens, solid actually. He had a bad game for fantasy purposes, but he had some big pass interferences drawn, and I think he's going to have some big games this year. If you drafted him as a wide receiver 3, not awful. Jake Ferguson, sus. Ferguson and Goddard are the exact kinds of tight ends I'd never want to have in my roster. They are mediocre, replacement level players who are not going to win you a league. Hope you guys found that helpful. Again, my site is fansports.com if you want to see my full rankings. I'm updating them every single day, the whole entire NFL season. You pay me once, you get access all season long. People are telling me it's a pretty good deal. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay learning. Peace.